Hi.
Today we are going to talk about the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. I should have slowed that down. You actually found out about this.
Yes, I saw a great reel surfing the web. It's great for that. And when I am on social media, I always try to find things that, align with bodybuilding or align with my own preferences or things that I like to see or ideas that I think are good. And this one I thought was really good. So she had gone to the market and she said, we're going to do the 5, 4, 3, 2 method. So she starts with 5 vegetables, 4 fruit, 3 protein, 2 carbs, and 1 sweet. And it just popped out. I sent it to Jenna, and I thought it was just so insightful of an idea of if you don't know where to start or you want to just try something new, just having the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, going to the market and grabbing 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 of each of those things is going to provide you with the nutrients and stuff that you need to eat.
I think for us, it comes naturally. So we don't think about it that way, but it's sometimes you get it's something so natural and you've done something for so long. It's hard for you to kind of explain it to someone else. And that's why I think this method is so awesome, because it's kind of like the way we shop. Yeah. And it helps if you don't shop this way. It's very helpful and easy.
And it's providing you with a plan without actually giving you a plan of what to do. Instead of, putting down a meal prep guide and going to the market, getting every ingredient and everything you need. This is like a way more lax way of, you get 5 vegetables, 4 fruit, 3 proteins that you're going to eat that you like. It's going to be easy to combine those into your weekly meal prep and cooking. And
yeah,
it'll seem easier that you have those items ready available for you to put in a healthy meal.
Right. But before we go into detail with that, I forgot we got to do a taste test.
Yes, what are we doing?
So I've been seeing these a lot on Instagram. It's Kate's Real Food, and they're gluten-free, sweetened with honey, and it says fuel for optimal performance and recovery. Taste meets nutrition. We shall see.
I like when taste meets nutrition.
So, as always, got to give you the macros. The calories are, for the whole bar, 270, 15 grams of protein, 10 grams of fat, and 28 grams of carbs. So 3 grams of fiber too, which is cool.
That's a good array of macros.
Yeah. I mean, not super high in protein, but I think that this would be, it's a little bit higher in carbs and a little bit of fat. I feel like it would be a good pre-workout.
Yeah, no, and I like when, there's protein bars for all different reasons and macro diets, but I like when it's a, nice 15 grams of protein, a little bit more carbs, and lower fat than the carbs and the protein, because it's a good...
Yeah, it's a good balance. Yeah. And I personally like protein bars that have less protein, because I don't struggle with getting protein. Oftentimes, I will go over. So when sometimes I want a protein bar, but I'm like, I don't have enough protein left in my macros, So this is peanut butter brownie. So, I only get a bite and you get the whole thing.
Okay.
So
fair deal. I'd like to think at this point in time, you could call us chocolate peanut butter connoisseurs.
Right. So I think that you're just going to love this while I'm in prep, because you get to have everything and I just get a bite.
Cheers.
Boop. I dropped some. I like it.
I like it too.
It's not like blow your socks off.
No.
So it's not a candy bar vibe like the Anna bar or the Bear Bell or like a loaded Hero Crispy Quest bar or something like that. It's more of a granola vibe. But it's tasty.
The Nature Valley bars that are
fucking crumbs
super
everywhere.
Crummy. It's like it's like a less crummy.
Now I have to put explicit content on the video.
Yeah, those are crummy. But that's good.
You've seen that meme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yes, the Nature Valley meme.
So it is like that, but not crumbly.
Yeah, it's like more just like there's more
only
peanut
dropped
butter
it
in it
because I was like tearing a piece off and
gravity.
Yeah. So
that was good though. I would recommend.
Yeah.
Nice peanut butter, nice chocolate flavor.
Yeah, definitely.
Kate's protein.
And they have a lot of different flavors, but I'm sorry. I'm going to choose
We
peanut
gotta
butter.
go with the chocolate peanut butter.
Yeah.
Besides, if the chocolate peanut butter is not good, do you really want the other flavor? No,
Right. So, feel free to munch away because we're going to yoga after this.
Yeah, we are.
So we're doing just a stretch yoga, not like yoga.
Is this one heated a little bit?
I don't remember. I don't think so. If anything, it might have said like slightly warm.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Just that,
Yeah.
I think.
Because I'm doing this as like, I want a little recovery and just, I did my last lift of the week this morning. I did all my cardio for the week. Like my week is over. I just want to like recover and just stretch and whatever.
And tell us where you are in your training for your competition.
Oh, I'm 14 weeks out.
14. Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of, I have to recount. It doesn't seem right.
How many weeks out when you like knew the date?
I knew the date from the get-go only because like, all right, nobody recommends you choosing a show in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
The best way really is just to prep. And when your body's ready and your coach says you're ready, start looking for a show. However, we
hard to navigate.
We live in a part of the country where there aren't a lot of shows. Like if you live in Tampa, if you live in, I don't know, like Florida, California, Texas, even like areas like that, there's like a show every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Up here, it's not like that. So I had to choose a show first and then work backwards to make sure I'm ready, because there just weren't a lot of options.
It's just the schedules up here.
Yeah. So where was I? Yeah. So that's what's happening.
How many weeks were you out when you started?
20. I started my prep at 20 weeks out. Yeah.
And what do you feel like it has been? Is anything different now? 7 weeks.
Yeah. So
6
it's funny.
later.
I'm actually working on making a little graphic because the beginning of prep, there's phases, right? But everybody goes through the phases at different weeks out because we're all different, right? Mm-hmm. So the beginning is like the honeymoon stage where everything is just new and exciting and like, yay, it's rainbows and unicorns and all of that. And then I hit probably 2, maybe even 3 week period. Well, no, probably just 2 weeks where it was like, all right, is anything going to start happening? Mm-hmm. You're just start to get a little bit impatient, maybe a little aggravated.
And I would you call something like that a plateau or just, because when you describe that, I don't think of it as a plateau. I just think of it as the breakthrough of, you got to keep doing it before we see those
definitely
changes. Not
a plateau, because that is something, I mean, we could go into defining that, but it's usually a lot longer than people think it is. A week or 2 of like not seeing things happening is not a plateau. It's not enough time.
Months is a plateau or something.
Well, I would say like, well, we might as well talk about it. Why not? When you see 0 movement on the scale, 0 movement in your measurements, no difference in pictures, and literally nothing is happening for like 4 weeks,
And I feel like, have you had clients with hit plateaus?
Not really.
Because I feel like
it's not that common.
Especially with a coach, I feel like you know how to be guiding them to, not let them get there. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not something that happens that often, because usually it's, something that we're doing. Mm-hmm. That's causing us to think we plateaued.
Exactly.
So, yeah. But anyway, then I went on vacation and it was extremely relaxing.
Good.
And I actually had like a huge drop while I was on vacation, which is, a lot of people might think like, how do you lose weight on vacation? But it's, it's like less stress.
Yeah.
When you are able to like be less stressed and be relaxed and stay on your plan, then things move easier.
Well, yeah. And it makes sense too, because I feel like, it depends on the circumstances in your life, but if you are not at the location, you're on vacation, you don't have to work.
Mhm.
You're out of your normal routine, but that might allow for you to have other room or add more focus into your training. If sometimes some other people on vacation, it's the opposite. They're more busier or
Right.
like, differently oriented with their plans. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, and Anthony, who he's not in prep, but he's in a lifestyle cut, and he lost weight on vacation as well, because it's really not. People think like, oh, I'm going away, this derails everything, everything must stop, and that's really not the case, unless you want it to be. Like if this is like an important vacation that you're planning, I don't you should be able to indulge and do all the things you want to do if you're celebrating something, you know what I mean? But for us, this was more of me going to visit my dad because he was going through some health issues, and Anthony, and just taking the kids down and being with his family and stuff. So it wasn't like our honeymoon where we wanted to eat all the food
Chill
and whatever.
yeah.
It wasn't about that. It was about family. It wasn't about food. So yeah.
And yeah, a lot of good walks down there.
Yeah, and just try to stay active.
And so it reminds me of the 5-4-3-2-1 method. Would you say that that's something that you experienced in your bodybuilding diet?
I would say so, yeah. I mean, I feel like it's crazy because when I know a lot of times when you see bodybuilder meals, they're not heavily veggie sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think, sometimes people, I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I think that's more like closer to stage and stuff when you're trying to bring volume down. But for the most part, we all need our fruits and veggies.
And for the record, there's people, bodybuilders, there's people who want to do the carnivore, protein only, minimal fruit. But then there's tons of bodybuilders who are fully vegan and heart healthy and tons of things. So you can still eat your vegetables. And
yes, absolutely.
It becomes a preference or a point of training in your competition or whatever.
Right.
When you're missing a lot of things.
Yeah. So let's get detailed on this, like how we would do this. All right. So like I'm going to pick my veggies and you're going to pick your veggies.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
Do you want to go first?
Okay. So for a vegetable, I'll always love, sweet potato is more of a carb.
Yeah.
I'm going to go broccoli. I love broccoli. Such an easy vegetable for me to cook with and have in the house. Bell peppers. I love bell peppers. I also love spinach. So I got 2 greens. And I got bell peppers. And I love asparagus. I love to roast asparagus. I feel like it's an easy.
It's so easy.
It's
the fastest vegetable.
Throw some olive oil. Literally, you don't even need really anything, but some seasonings.
Lemon pepper.
Lemon pepper. I love lemon pepper.
Yeah.
And then for a fourth vegetable, I'll do a bean. Can I do a bean? Or that more of a.
Maybe we should make that a carb.
Yeah. All right. So I got bell pepper, broccoli, spinach, asparagus, and snap peas.
Ooh, nice. Yeah. We have a lot in common there. I wish I loved asparagus. Anthony does. I don't love it. I will eat it, but I don't know.
Not the favorite?
It's just not my favorite, but I do love broccoli. Spinach is a staple. Snap peas are a staple as well.
So
actually,
good.
all peas. I love peas. Green beans are a big one for us. And zucchini.
Zucchini, yes. I love zucchini.
Yeah. Or sometimes just doing like well, this is going to get way over 5, but zucchini, summer squash, eggplant, and like roast that all together. So good.
And if you want to make a sweet out of your zucchini, you can, because I love banana bread. Everybody loves banana bread, right?
Yes.
But I had a neighbor when I was growing up. She used to make this amazing chocolate chip zucchini bread, and I liked it like better than banana bread because I don't know, I just thought it was so good and it was fun.
I agree with you. I like zucchini bread better.
Yeah, too. I was like, I haven't seen that really since I was a little kid. So,
and the awesome thing about that is you can combine your veggie with your sweet.
Exactly.
That
So you see, we're talking. This is how it makes sense, and you start to get ideas from the 5-4-3-2-1, and it grows from there.
So then for fruit. For me, it's all about the berries, but I do frozen because, first of all, the fresh berries are so expensive they don't last long.
Mm-mm.
You buy them, you think they look good, and then half of them are rotten.
Happened to me yesterday. I had a blueberry. I had to spit it out. It was, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
So for berries, I've just, except for strawberries, I don't like frozen strawberries. I just don't like that.
No.
They turn into ice cubes, and then when they defrost, they just liquefy. I just can't. But frozen blueberries and frozen raspberries are staples. I just got frozen cherries too, because I heard that those are like phenomenal. And if you do make a yogurt bowl, like with dark chocolate chips, you get like a Cherry Garcia kind of.
They must be pitted, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's fire.
So that's happening this week.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3 already. And then we also got mangoes this week because it's a special variety at Trader Joe's. It was like a honey mango or something.
Ooh.
Never tried it before, but
let me know.
We love trying new things here. And then for my 5th fruit, I also have kiwi that I have to finish. Not my favorite fruit, but it's so good for me.
I love kiwi.
That I do try to eat it every now and then.
And Jenna likes the skin.
Yes, I eat it with the skin on because I'm lazy.
Which also,
and I like the extra fiber.
It taught me that I could also eat it. I'm fine with that. I didn't know you could.
You have to wash it really well.
Yeah.
And then like a lot of the fuzzy comes off, and it's totally fine. But then if you like the golden kiwis, those don't have fuzzy.
Yeah, they're just just skin,
like a pear, almost like a thin. It's a very, very thin skin. So whatever. And I feel like if you slice it up very thin, you don't even notice it.
No.
Yeah. So what are your favorite fruits?
The star of the show for me is and always has been watermelon.
Oh yeah.
And it's time for it to be in season here. So I'm very excited. I love my watermelon all summer long. Best fruit ever. I was also going to say kiwis and mangoes because those are great fruit. However, I do love a banana. I mean, I love to share one with my dog, and it's just an easy snack. And you can make it into sweets. You can make it into baking.
Oh, yeah.
You having a banana around because, I do typically eat them, but if it don't, I know I'm going to be doing something with it later.
So versatile.
And then I do like grapes. I like grapes a lot.
Easy. Do you like frozen grapes?
Yes, but I remember I've had this really great frozen grape at Bottomless Mimosa place in St. Pete, and it was like frozen rum grapes.
Ooh,
that was really good.
Okay. The cool thing about grapes is in the summer, freeze a handful of them and a serving of them, whatever, in a bag, and then when you're running errands and it's like super hot out, bring it with you and then just chew on frozen grapes. It's so good.
That's really refreshing. It's like a mini it's like sorbet bites, basically.
Yeah, basically. So there we have our fruit, and then 3 proteins. So for me, that's always a white fish or salmon, so a fish of some sort, chicken and turkey. Usually
when we do a ground beef, a chicken breast, we usually get a chicken breast or like a party wings, and then a rotisserie chicken. And that night we get the rotisserie chicken, I'll make a chicken broccoli braid, which is my favorite. Nice. And I'll just do like the crescent roll, chicken breast, broccoli, and cheese, and then use the leftover chicken for whatever. But then you already used your broccoli and your chicken, and you can also add bell pepper. And
that's such an awesome thing that people don't get. You don't even need a recipe for that.
No, I'm just so grateful. I'll share it with you. My mom gave me this recipe, or she used to make it for us forever when I was little. It's called chicken broccoli braid, and I made it my own. But it's so easy, and you can make it healthy. You can make you can do lavash bread. You can do whatever. But we do crescent one roll of crescent rolls, and half of it is flat, and I just flatten it out, and then I do the chicken breast, a little bit of cheese, and I cover it all with broccoli. You think there's not a lot of broccoli, or you think there's a lot of broccoli, put more because it's nice crunch in there. And my mom used to do it with bell pepper to add some sweetness for the broccoli. But
wait, do you cook your broccoli first?
No.
Oh, just raw.
Well, yeah, I wash it, and I just,
so it kind of steams while it's baking.
Yeah, it does.
Oh.
And it's enough, and I cover. And so I put that other half of the crescent roll on top, kind of over it, cover it mostly. So it doesn't I've never had to burn broccoli or anything like that. And then I egg wash the top of it, and then I throw it in at 375 for 20 minutes. And it's such an easy.
That is amazing.
So
the bottom still cooks through?
Yeah. And I do not use foil if you're using the crescent rolls, because I did that the first time I made this.
Okay.
And it sticks all to the foil. So just use it on the
or parchment paper.
Yeah, parchment paper for sure,
Mhm.
or whatever spray you use, and it's so easy. And there's so many ways you can make it healthy.
And I feel like the kids would eat this.
It's so good.
I need to try this.
I really like the four cheese Mexican, or really just like a Colby Jack, like a yellow and a white.
Mhm.
I think it tastes way better with broccoli than just a white cheese.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
It's just so good. And the broccoli, you don't even taste it because it tastes like chicken and cheese, but it's it gives you that crunch that you like. So you have a crunchy protein. It's one of my favorite meals to throw together when you have nothing. And I love doing it with the chicken breast or with the rotisserie chicken, because I don't have to worry about cooking the chicken breast beforehand. I just pull it off, throw it on, and it's easy.
That's great.
Major hack. You can put like as much protein as you want, little cheese, veggies.
That's awesome. Okay, I'm loving this.
Yes.
That's great.
Hit me up if you need more.
So people might be thinking, they might be not loving this method because they're used to thinking recipes of like, I need to make, what am I going to make? Instead of, here's just a bunch of ingredients that are prepped and how can we mix and match them?
I do better with ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I want to make a recipe,
right,
I'll do that. But I love having things that I can be like, what can I do with this? Can I throw this all into a chili? Can I?
Exactly.
And I don't know if it's because I'm Italian. I don't need to, you just know trust yourself with the seasonings and the garlic and
yeah. So that's why I'm the same way. So that's why we'll make these actually we use frozen fish. So that's just in the freezer. But if I want to do chicken breasts, I will, a lot of times I just like to put them in the slow cooker with just water.
Oh yeah.
And then just shred plain chicken, because then I can make that into anything. I can add fajita seasoning and make it a quesadilla or fajita. I can add buffalo and make it a chicken buffalo wrap. I can do whatever I want with it because it's plain, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then also with ground turkey, I'll just have ground turkey because I could add that to a sauce to make a bolognese. I can add that. I can turn that into tacos. I can turn that into just like a Chipotle bowl or something, So that's easy peasy.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so that's the 5, 4, 3. Now we've got 2 carbs.
2 easy carbs for me. One's gonna be rice, like so easy, and then the other one's gonna be potatoes of some sort.
Same.
It's just easy, and then I mean.
But you did bring up beans before, and a lot of times
I do like beans,
especially in prep. Like I really love the fat-free refried beans from Trader Joe's in the can.
Yeah,
because it's hard to find fat-free refried beans in other places.
Yeah,
and they all kind of have a different taste. But I really like the ones from Trader Joe's. They legit look like dog food. So just be prepared. You open that can and it looks like wet dog food that you would just plop into your dog's bowl. But trust me, it's good.
Yes, you got to trust it. Oh, what did that remind me of?
It'll come to you.
But
so should I change the subject?
Yeah.
Okay, so back to potatoes. I love the Japanese sweet potatoes. So that's what I did for this week.
So good. Oh, and I love beets.
Oh,
I love beets.
Yeah, beets are awesome. But beets are always in our salads. That's like a staple. I
always have lettuce in the house. Throw together a salad quickly, or you can add a protein to it too.
Exactly. I can.
Do you like cannellini beans? That's what
I do. I love all beans.
Cannellini beans are my favorite bean.
Yeah. They're so good in like chilies, and you can even bake with cannellini beans. People are probably like, what? But yes, you can.
I even see people, I mean, there's a bunch of people on social media, they like to make sweets out of anything but like an actual sweet. And I love to see the creativity behind it. And I saw a girl, she made like a chocolate ice cream, but it was it was made with beans and cauliflower and sweet potato and like frozen banana and chocolate powder. And it's like, you can do that.
And then for the last one is a sweet. So that's going to be your indulgence, whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be something you make out of a vegetable. It can be literally anything you want.
Yeah, like
You know?
if you already have crescent rolls in your house and you happen to have some sort of chocolate, I prefer
Mhm.
Nutella. I love to make Nutella crescent rolls because
Mhm.
you know we love a chocolate croissant. So when I need that, I'll make a Nutella crescent roll at home.
Oh, nice.
So that's an easy sweet for me.
Mm-hmm.
Not too much effort. And when I get fancy, I do the egg wash. I put a little cinnamon sugar in the egg wash and then I brush that
Oh,
on.
okay. I like
And
that.
then like the Nutella that's falling out of the crescent roll,
Mhm.
if you egg wash it, it doesn't like burn or anything.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
Mhm.
I know the kids would love that one too.
Mhm.
So yeah, for me, it's going to be the creamy. So
Yeah.
you know, I can't even.
Mhm.
But I will do. I always have to have a mix in. So like my sweet treat is going to be whatever I mix into my ice cream. So
And this is gonna be.
what are you grabbing? Oh, that's your sweet treat. You're a gummy girl.
My butterfly Albanese gummies. Thank you.
Yeah. So that's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. And if you do that, you're gonna have everything you need to have breakfast, lunches, and dinners for the entire week. You know.
Yes, and maybe like if you grab eggs too, because it's always good.
Yeah, I almost kind of feel like those are like the staples of like that are kind of like on the side. But you're right, that could be one of your protein sources too.
Yeah.
You know, well, egg whites along with eggs, you know,
Yeah.
would be a good idea for that. But yeah, I'd probably have way more than just 3 proteins.
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like that this is a really the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is a really good place to start or to restart or whatever.
Yeah, or make it your own.
It's a good
it doesn't
map.
have to be 5 of this, 4 of that. You know what I mean? But it's a good just a good guideline to kind of.
And if you're getting the habit of doing something like that, you'll know what things you need in the house to put together a meal that's healthy and has all the nutrients you need in it. So
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully you use this method, and if you do and you like it, let us know in the comments. We would love to hear from you.
And we'd love to know exactly what you got from the market.
Yes. See you next time.
Bye.